So I have a list of things here that we could talk about.
Like what?
Like what? That's a good question.
Classic stalling for time answer.
I'm not stalling for time. I'm not stalling for time
don't
at
need
all.
to stall for
I'm
time.
looking at the list. Game of Thrones. You don't watch Game of Thrones.
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Right. So
Why
we're
not?
gonna
You
brush
watch
past that
Vikings.
one. What happened?
I'm saying why not? You had free time. You caught up on Vikings. Should watch.
Vikings is a good show. Vikings
It is.
I don't watch that
How do you not watch Vikings? What's wrong with you?
because I watch Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones and Vikings is two different things. They're both like swords and shields and shit, but Vikings is like it's History Channel. It's like legit
Oh,
stuff.
it's actually on History Channel.
Yeah, it's on
I
History
just watch
Channel.
Vikings for the boobs.
How is it on History
Then
Channel?
how come you don't watch Game of Thrones? You just killed your argument.
Yeah,
there. There's
exactly.
way more boobs than
Way
There's
Game
more
no
of
boobs
Thrones.
in Vikings though.
I know.
I was gonna say it's HBO. How could there be? I was about to go home right now and try to figure this out.
No, it's History Channel. And then there's some weird stuff. They have some like I don't even know what you would call it. It's like religious kind of stuff. Like it seems like divine intervention, and they don't really give you a rational explanation for it.
Nordic gods, right?
Yeah, but then
Yes.
it's like that's the kind of the
Norse.
battle. It's
It's
Nordic
Norse.
Norse gods versus Christianity and Jesus.
And
That's-
Hinduism.
Hinduism does not play a part.
Don't think
Does
that's
not play a
a
part at
little
all.
too far south.
It's a good show though. Game of Thrones is also a good show, but it's totally different. Then you're dealing with like dragons and White Walkers
Barely
and fantasy shit. So,
I don't know. I like Game of
which
Thrones.
brings us to a good point. What constitutes a curse word?
How does that bring us to a good point?
Because I just said shit.
Oh,
So what constitutes a curse word? The F word.
They have
obviously.
a list, dude. They have a list online of what words you can
No,
say.
no, I'm saying to
live.
us.
To
oh,
us?
for this podcast.
They have one for like general audiences. Your rating. I should. look
Yeah,
at
they
that.
have that. Like for radio shows, they have a list.
I was pretty much gonna go off what you can say on TV. Like I was watching
So shit is
American
allowed then.
Reunion on. I think it is. I don't
Depends
know.
on
I think
the
shits depends
channel.
on. Huh?
What's the channel?
It doesn't depend on the channel. It depends on the time.
I mean, the
And
network.
the rating.
It doesn't depend on the network. It depends on the time, and they do give you a rating beforehand. But like they said, dick on American Reunion, and that was at like 6 o'clock on FX, a public
They
channel,
said
not
shit
like
on 30
HBO.
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess shit is. But what time is that? Because there's
They're
the
not-
safe harbor rules.
Is that like a normal time?
Because if it's after like 8 or after 10 or something, you could say whatever. That's why like those late night shows
They still
bleep
bleep out the
but-
F word on like daily
But if
shows.
they miss one, there's not. They're not accountable for it.
Oh, okay.
Especially like award shows. If they miss one, it's within that
Is that
safe
live?
harbor thing.
They bleep it live.
Yeah, there's a delay.
Obviously.
There's like a
There's
3
like
to
a
5
5
second,
second, yeah.
5 second delay, something like
That's
that.
really cool.
But they got to be quick on that button and catch it. And they don't always
I'd
catch
rather
it.
read their lips.
They didn't catch MIA, that singer. You know that singer
Oh, I know what
MIA.
you're talking about.
That
She's
she's like
Indian.
the airplane singer. She's like Middle Eastern, I think. or something.
Indian.
She's Indian. I don't know, but she did that the Grammys,
is
I think,
she?
when she was pregnant or whatever, and she flipped off the camera and they didn't catch that, and they was like full on cut to it, so everybody saw that. But again, within safe harbor, so you're okay. So it
I
depends on the
guess.
time.
I guess.
but-
I don't know. I know that it got. I think back when I used to watch shows and younger, it changed. Like you couldn't say shit before.
Oh, absolutely not. It's more
Definitely-
modern.
it
Even if you
definitely
look at
changed.
movies,
That's because
back
you're
then.
watching Barney, dude.
Teletubbies.
Listen,
It depends, you know.
I think like on Burn Notice, they didn't even say shit. That was
Burn
that's like
Notice
5
is
years
USA
old.
though. USA is like a family channel.
yeah.
Is it? I don't know. Anyway,
You're not going to see them put like shit and balls and whatnot on ABC Family. USA like the same.
What is
thing.
on? Well, in Modern Family, what is that on?
Modern Family's on ABC.
Yeah, they're on everything.
That's one of the big networks. But yeah, they're syndicated on every channel, pretty much. So
No,
Modern Family, Big Bang Theory, Seinfeld.
Seinfeld's
You guys ever watch Seinfeld?
no.
I watched a little bit.
Too old, right? I never
Stupid.
watched Seinfeld. I think like my parents used to watch it, so I used to see a couple episodes.
All
I didn't
know
watch
is
Friends
Soup.
either,
No
even though
Soup
it's on
for
Netflix.
you. That's all
Friends
I
is
know.
good though. Friends is good. That holds up, you know. Seinfeld, I never found the dude funny, and he comes back on like late night with Jimmy Fallon and whatnot, and he starts
Which one,
doing
the short
stand up.
guy?
What?
Jerry Seinfeld, you mean, or the short guy?
What short guy?
Like the characters. You don't know the characters.
I don't know the characters. I didn't watch the show. I'm talking about like Jerry Seinfeld tried to
Oh, yeah,
reinvent
yeah,
himself
yeah,
and
yeah.
come on
Yeah,
and do stand up, and I didn't find it funny
Yeah.
at all.
I don't like his voice.
And he
He's
had
not
that
funny,
B
though.
movie, that animated B movie,
Yeah.
Pixar, whoever that was. That was kind
Oh,
of
you're
like
talking about that was a bad movie.
Yeah, it was
B
crap.
movie?
But-
yeah.
that dude makes so much money off syndication. They
Yeah,
talked
he
about
does,
this on
he
the
does.
HT podcast.
Yeah, I remember
He
that.
makes like 1.5 million a year or something.
Yeah, just from-
off syndication.
That's chump change, man. You
Not
just need
for-
to be the
No,
voice
it's-
of
for me,
Mufasa.
it's
You make
for
a lot
sitting
of money.
around doing nothing.
Voice of Mufasa. Is that James Earl Jones?
Yeah,
Yes.
It was, right? And Scar was Jeremy Irons.
yeah.
See, this is why we need to have IMDb pulled
I don't know
up, 'cause I'm
anybody's
just
names.
shit
That's
out
why I
of
just
my
opened
ass
up my
right now.
laptop because I need to.
Jeremy
answer questions.
Irons is Die Hard 3? Die Hard 3.
I don't know.
Pretty
I didn't
sure.
watch
Is that
any
Die Harder or
Hards.
is that
No, that's Die Hard with a no.
with a Vengeance?
I
That's
think with
definitely
a
one of them.
Vengeance is 2.
There's like 50 Die Hards, so why does it matter?
There's 5.
Really?
So,
I think
yeah.
I watched one.
There's
50.
Die Hard. I'm gonna look it up. I think it's Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Die Hard 3 is I don't
Live Free or Die
remember.
Hard is
No,
2007.
Live Free or Die Hard is 4. A Good to Die Hard is 5.
I didn't watch. I think I
Die
watched Live Free or Die
Hard.
Hard. That's the only one.
Die Hard with a Vengeance is 3, and Die Hard 2 is just Die Hard 2. There's no name for that one.
It should be. They
Lion
missed
King.
opportunity. It should be
Let me-
Die Hard again.
Die Hard again?
Yeah.
That
The
sounds
second
like a
one?
shitty name though.
Or Die Hard.
The Lion King actually came out in 1994. That's when I was born. When we were born. Not you. You're late.
95's.
You're late. You're
Forrest Gump.
95 is Die Hard 3, so you had that.
Forrest Gump.
Jeremy Irons is Scar. James Earl Jones is Mufasa.
Mhm.
Forrest Gump.
Matthew Broderick was adult Simba. That I did not know. Matthew Broderick.
I go back and I
is-
look at like the
You didn't
animated
know that?
shows.
I didn't know that.
I
I didn't really know much about Matthew Broderick growing up. I didn't hear about it.
I did. I like to go.
I know
He's
he's
also
Ferris
Lion King,
Bueller,
too.
but like, I didn't watch that until probably high school.
Anyway, on those Disney movies, whenever I go back to them, I'm like, wow, there's like some famous people who do these voices.
I mean, it's kind of an honor, right? If Disney
It
calls
is.
you and says like, "We need your voice for a movie,"
I guess.
That's
But
why they should let
Pixar
me
do
do
dude.
it.
If they called me and said, "We need you to do a voice for Disney," I would say yes
I
immediately.
mean,
But
you,
what kind
yeah,
of character would you be though?
What kind of character would I be? I'd be like
an extra.
the hero's best friend who tries to help him, and he's
Yeah.
always a good guy. He's like the voice of reason. That's who I would be.
Braveheart came out in 1995. Never
Braveheart
watched
came
it.
out in '95.
Usual Suspects.
Braveheart. I watched that when I was a kid. I don't remember it, but my parents. were
Mortal
watching.
Kombat.
Oh, you just naming movies that came out when you were born now? Mortal Kombat was ass, by the way.
Was
Was
it?
it?
I thought
I
I,
saw it.
remember that
Talking about
movie.
it's pretty cool, dude.
I saw it. It was pretty cool.
The
Yeah.
main
No.
character's the Asian dude, so that's
No.
all that
For the
matters.
time,
Everybody says that for the time. You're trying to justify. No, for the time that did not look
Batman
good. Compare
Forever.
that. When did Jurassic Park come out? Huh?
I
When
have
was
no
that?
idea.
Wait,
Waterworld.
the budget's
Jurassic
not
Park.
even the same though.
93 was Jurassic Park. Mortal Kombat was 95. Compare that.
I got one
But
for
their
you.
budget's not the
I
same.
got one for you.
All right, you got a good point there. I'll give you that one.
Jumanji.
That's
That
it.
was a good movie.
There you go.
That's 95?
95.
I'll give you that one. That's a good movie.
Pocahontas.
Move on. Nobody cares, all right? You name some good ones, you're good. Move on.
Now name some bad ones. Waterworld.
Was that a bad movie?
No,
What's
it's
Waterworld?
pretty shitty. When
I
the,
don't-
the
I-
whole world, post-apocalyptic, the whole world is water. The one guy, main character, he
Kevin
can-
Costner.
Yeah, Kevin Costner. He can dive, hold his breath really long, or can you breathe underwater?
I didn't see the movie.
I didn't
see the
but
movie.
they have in Florida,
they
in
have the
Universal,
Waterworld.
right?
No, in
In
I think
Disney?
it's Universal.
I think
yeah,
it's
yeah,
Universal.
yeah.
They have like a whole Waterworld
They have
show
that,
that
yeah.
they do, and it's pretty good.
And
it's
like he has
entertaining.
like dirt that's like a rare treasure. It's like, oh, I have a jar of dirt. Like that's like some rare treasure in Wild World. And like there's a bunch of stuff going on, but it's like, you know, post-apocalyptic. I still need to watch like Citizen Kane. That's been on number one on every list. Mad
That's-
Max already jumped up to number 25 in IMDb's top.
Really?
It's rated number 25
That's impressive. Number 25.
already. So
Jurassic World 2015. Jurassic World, something you should know. I don't know if you guys know this. There's been 3 Jurassic Park movies, right?
Yes, I know
All
that.
of them were done by Steven
only watched
Spielberg.
one.
Yep, I know that.
2 and 3 don't count.
Yeah,
Why?
they said that. Yeah, I remember them saying
So
that.
Jurassic World happens directly after Jurassic Park, the original, because I think 2 and 3,
they save a kid.
it wasn't as well liked, and
What I like-
also
Like
it
a
kind of
5-9.
changes the plausibility of Jurassic World. Because I don't remember which one, either 2 or 3, there was like a T-Rex running around L.A. or whatever, right? If you have that happen, that event,
I think that's the third
how
one,
can
isn't
you?
it?
I think that is the third one, because the third one is the one that only has Jeff Goldblum and doesn't
Yeah.
have Dr. Grant, who the actor's name I don't remember right now.
Dude, I remember I watched the first one. only
Sam
once.
Neill. It doesn't have Sam Neill as Dr. Grant, but that event kind of makes it not plausible to open the park again, you know? Whereas if you just have Jurassic Park 1 and it's kind of a failure, the park is, but the corporation is willing to put more money into it, then you could see how they would go to
So
Jurassic
I
World.
watched the first one. I think like when it came out, or like not when it came out. Obviously, I wasn't alive. But when I
You
was a
weren't
little
alive
kid,
in- oh yeah, true. You weren't alive in '93.
neither were you. And
Yes,
I don't think of
was.
that movie
When-
as being that old.
when I saw it, though, I was like scared of it because I was a little kid. So what is it about again?
You don't know what Jurassic
I
Park
mean, I know what
is
it's
So
about?
you're
about.
not, so you
I
know
know
why
what
you're
it's
You
about.
need to sit
scared?
down and watch Jurassic Park then. So
I need to
Jurassic
see it before.
Park is basically
I don't wanna
it's
watch
this
it with
rich
you.
billionaire.
No, I know that part. I'm just saying, like, what at the I don't remember anything after when the water cup shaking and the kids are in the thing and the T-Rex comes in. After that,
The water, what?
remember like do you remember that scene?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
the
you
water
get it
in the
up.
cup is shaking from.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That wasn't even scary.
No.
Let me tell you.
When I was like 4 years old. That's
So
pretty
you
scary.
probably didn't see this because you didn't get far enough. There's a scene that freaked me out in Jurassic Park, which is when Dennis Nedry or whatever his name
He's
was,
right there. Oh.
he's trying to escape, right, with the canister, and then he takes the wrong turn and his Jeep goes in a ditch and he like rolls down or whatever.
I remember that.
You remember that, right? And there's that dinosaur that comes up to him,
And he
and
eats
then
him
it,
and
like,
kills him.
spits acid in his face, and it's got those frills
Yeah, I
that goes
remember
big.
that.
That scared.
He deserved it though.
That scene,
Dude,
and not
some
even the
dinosaur
scene where
spits
Sam Jackson
acid.
gets his arm bit off. That was fine, but and also the raptors, that was kind of scary. But those dinosaurs, whatever those were, with the frills and whatnot, that freaked me out. But the basic premise is that the dinosaurs get loose, right, and then they have to escape the island. That's pretty much it. And at the end, they escape, and then it's the Richard Attenborough's character, John Hammond, not John Hamm. John Hammond he's in the helicopter looking down at like his baby, and it's gone pretty much. But I guess because it was his idea, but he worked for a company, so the board members voted him out and reopened the park. I think that's the premise of Jurassic World, and the park's been successful for a while, and then they try and build it up again, and that's where it goes wrong.
I'll rewatch the first one before I see.
You
this
should
one.
absolutely do that. June 12th, I believe it comes out. So you should watch before that. I'm going to just... Right, June 12th, Jurassic World's coming out. So you got some time. What else do I have on my list that we could talk about? Flash. Anybody want to talk about Flash? You don't
watch it. I
You
watch
didn't
Arrow.
watch Flash?
I just watch Arrow.
I just watched
You're
it
insane.
today.
You watched it today?
I just watched it.
Did you
today.
understand it?
I don't really like
Yes.
It didn't really make sense
the
to
Arrow
me.
anymore.
It made a lot of sense.
It made sense to me, but that one scene didn't make sense to me, where
Which
that
scene?
helmet comes flying out of the wormhole, which that's kind of what I was telling you. That's what got spoiled for me. That's supposed to be Hawkgirl's helmet, apparently.
No, it's not.
It's not. Whose helmet is that then?
Hawk Girl?
That helmet is supposed to be the previous Flash.
What?
Really?
Flash doesn't have a helmet. It's always
There's
Spider-Man.
more than
Oh.
one Flash, dude. That's like you could tell because of the.
Hold on,
the
I'm getting some
arrow
feedback here.
things.
All right, now it's gone. I don't know what that
You
was.
saw the wings and it was like a metal hat. That's exactly.
It was only there for one frame, and I didn't bother pausing.
knew what it
That's
was.
the
Once-
past
immediately once it
Flash.
came.
Okay,
Just Google it. There's one before Barry Allen.
really?
Yeah.
So kind of like the premise for this new Ant-Man movie, then.
I guess
Same kind of
so.
thing.
There's
Like the
more
old
Ant-Man?
Ant-Man. What?
There's more than one Ant-Man.
That's what it seems like. It's like
No,
there's
the
a
Spider Guy? It's like a different... that's
what?
just-
No. The spider guy's it's not a spider. It's a bee. I
Oh,
think
no. I think it's a
Bumblebee kind of looking kind of thing, and he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
But Michael Douglas is Ant-Man, and he's old, and then he recruits Paul Rudd to be the new Ant-Man, is what I think.
Oh, that's what he broke into and stole? The suit of his
Because
old
what's
suit?
Ant-Man's name?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
No, but the guy in like the comics.
Paul Rudd.
I don't know. I don't watch Ant-Man. That's some bullshit.
You guys have laptops in front of you. You could help me out a little bit here.
I'm finding about the Flash.
Ant-Man
Wikipedia. Let's go.
comics identity.
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym, right?
Pym.
That's who Michael Douglas's character is in this Ant-Man movie. Hank Pym. Hank Pym. So he is Ant-Man. He's gotten a little bit older, and he needs someone new to take up the Ant-Man mantle. Ant-Man, by the way, is going to be in Captain America: Civil War.
No
And
way.
that's yeah.
What?
I'm not shitting you, and that's one of the things I want to talk about. They released the cast for Captain America:
Oh,
Civil
let
War.
me see this.
So I'm
I
gonna
was- I
find
really
it and
want to
read
see
it
that
out
movie.
to you. Obviously, there's Captain America is
Really?
Chris Evans, Captain America. He's still there. Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. He's coming back, and we have the new Avengers: Scarlet Witch, Scarlett Johansson as what?
I googled American Civil War.
You need to learn how to use Google better. I think that's what that means.
I was like, of course I understand what I'm talking about. There's no other Civil War.
So we saw the Avengers. It's all the guys at the end of the Avengers movie that we saw. They're all coming back, right? Bucky Barnes is coming back. He is confirmed on the cast.
Did he die at the? No,
He did. All right, bro.
Listen. I need to rewatch it. It's been a while.
You need to rewatch it.
We watch
I love that movie though.
Uh,
The second American,
Captain America:
second Captain
Winter
America.
Soldier.
Meh.
I thought it was pretty good. The first one was kind
I
of
thought it was better than the first one.
because the first one was full setup.
Yeah,
But
the second one's definitely better.
Speaking
than
of
the
which,
first
they
one.
still haven't finished that storyline because the Red Skull, head of Hydra, Mr. Smith, he went off into a wormhole. He's probably not dead.
He's
so
never
he's-
gonna die.
They're probably gonna bring
No
him back.
villain dies, man.
Yeah.
No, villains never die in Marvel.
Pretty much. I mean, Ultron died though.
Ultron's
Like he
a
was
robot.
obliterated.
No, he
As
came
far
back
as
to
we know-
life.
As far as we know, he's dead.
No, he always comes back, dude.
Black
Well,
Widow,
I didn't read the comics. I don't
Agent
know.
13,
I don't read the
Just
comics
from-
either.
Black Panther
Always
is in this
forget.
movie.
That's get it. Stop stealing my thunder, dude. The Black Panther. If you're gonna keep making me jump, it was already set up in
Yeah, I know.
Ultron.
It's gonna make. Was it?
Yeah,
Yes, he
absolutely.
talked about it already. Gosh, you gotta
It was
pay
set up in
attention.
Ultron with Andy Serkis, who played Clow,
Yeah, the
The
German
guy-
guy. Yeah. Not the
Not
German
the
guy,
German
the
guy.
African guy.
South African guy, the guy who had the vibranium.
Yeah.
He is the villain to. He's one of the villains to Black Panther, and the fact that it's in South Africa and all that also alludes to it.
Crossbones in this movie.
Crossbones.
That's the
was
villain,
released.
Who was with Agent 13 and is associated with killing Captain America.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I remember that from the comics that Captain America dies and then Bucky Barnes takes over as the new Captain America.
Yeah, he's a henchman of Red Skull.
And I mean, it has been reported that Chris Evans kind of wants to leave
Yeah, I mean,
and do his directing thing.
in
right?
the
So this
in the
could be a way to
comics.
do that.
Wait, he can't leave though. He's too sexy to leave.
Yeah, okay. In the comics, they say that Agent 13 fires the final shots, but he's attributed to killing.
Thanks for ruining the whole movie for me. Like I said, it could be canon.
But as soon as they release that on the theater, everybody who's a fan of Marvel probably knows the whole movie by now. That's going to be the death of Captain America. Because it follows the comics.
I don't know why I can't find this.
Are you
character.
positive? You want to bet on that?
That won't follow the comics? That's Stan Lee?
That follows it exactly?
It probably doesn't follow it exactly
Not
because they
exactly,
like the
but the
whole
main
time
plot,
travel
yeah.
and alternate universes kind of thing. So you never know when they're gonna do that. I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of her.
So that's in the TV show Shield? 'Cause I should watch
No. See, that's Agent 33.
that.
There's a two different people.
all
See,
of our-
take a look at my laptop. So this is Agent 13 in Winter Soldier.
In Winter... Yeah, I remember.
That's the one. And there she is in the office. That's her.
Yeah, I remember.
Same actress as the one that's going to be in Civil War.
All of our non-existent Twitter followers are going to be so mad.
You talking, oh, me?
Yeah.
I have 12 Twitter followers. Thank you very much. I don't know who any of them are. I think my dad follows me.
11 then.
Hey, his
I
dad
have,
will watch
like
this.
12 other people who just follow me because I'm funny. Sometimes. Not really. Maybe once in a while I'll make a good joke. If I'm lucky.
Oh, he
it has to be
guest
about
appearances
Mustangs.
Black Panther and Daredevil.
See, I haven't watched Daredevil. I thought Daredevil was DC. Daredevil is Marvel?
I don't know. It says during his time with Avengers, he made solo guest appearances in 3 issues of Daredevil.
Oh, he must be Marvel then.
Yeah, it's Marvel.
So
Daredevil's Marvel.
are they gonna cross over?
DC would never
Was
make the lame
Teenage Mutant
character.
Ninja Turtles made by Marvel then? What?
No.
Why are you laughing?
TMNT.
You know how TMNT is related, right?
is Nickelodeon.
No. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a really graphic, gory comic book series that Nick
By-
or whatever adapted
by
for
Mirage
kids shows.
Studio.
What are you talking about? The movie?
The car.
No, the comic.
Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that green stuff that makes them mutant turtles or whatever,
The radioactive ooze.
same
It's
stuff
Chemical
that
X.
makes Daredevil blind and gives him
It's
the powers.
Chemical
It's
X.
Mirage Studio. It's not Marvel.
It's Chemical X.
What's Chemical X?
The
Where's
green
that
stuff.
Do they say it's the same? How do you know it's the same thing?
Powerpuff Girls, come on now.
from? Is that? Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I used to love that show though. But no,
I heard it somewhere.
it is
Daredevil.
Mirage Studio.
Let me see. It's an American comic book published by Mirage Studios with a 26-year run, blah, blah, blah. It was initially intended as a one-shot, but due to its popularity, it became an ongoing series. Where is the Daredevil part, though?
I saw a trailer for Daredevil. It looked really cool. Like when he's like on a
Apparently,
bench.
it's like really graphic and gory.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And it's on Netflix. I
Probably
could
the same
watch
place
it.
that you
but-
heard that.
Yeah, probably the same place.
But the trailer that I saw, it was like he's like on a bench. He's like a little kid. He's like blind, and he's like there's like this woman with another guy. Like her
Okay,
boyfriend.
let me read.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
read you this. Origin of the concept. Okay, The concept originated. Oh, actually, I'm going to skip past this. This is like the drawing and stuff. Using money from a tax refund together with a loan from Eastman's uncle, they formed Mirage Studios and self-published a single-issue comic book that would parody 4 popular comics of the early 1980s Marvel Comics, the New Mutants, which featured 4 teenage mutants, Cerberus, which featured anthropomorphic animals, Ronin, and Daredevil, which featured ninja clans dueling for control of the New York City underworld. The Turtles' origin contained direct allusions to Daredevil, the traffic accident between a blind man and a truck carrying radioactive ooze, a reference to Daredevil's own story, indeed in the version blah blah blah. The name Splinter also parodied Daredevil's mentor, a man known as Stick. The Foot, a clan of evil ninjas who became the Turtles' arch enemies, likens to the Hand, who were a mysterious and deadly ninja clan in the pages of Daredevil. So that's what they did. They started Mirage Studios and they pulled stuff from the already established Marvel Comics and tweaked it a little bit to create their origin story. I mean, this is like the 80s we're talking about. Copyright infringement and intellectual property laws are not as significant.
I'm sure now they wouldn't be able to do that.
Probably not. I would think not. Not without like the express permission.
It's cool that Stan Lee didn't really care even now, because even if they made like more movies and stuff, because in the movies they show him getting at the ooze and shit.
Who?
TMNT.
Yeah, they show that.
Yeah, but Daredevil.
But supposedly they're making another one of those movies. I don't remember the first one
Did
doing
it do
that
well?
one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think that's one of those ones that they announced like before the first one even came out that they were going to make a second one.
It was a 2014 film. That's
They
all
did
I
that
see.
for a couple movies. So.
No, it's just 2014.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it made almost 200 million.
Holy shit.
191 million gross, domestic gross, on a 125 million budget. So it was profitable. And then worldwide it made like 500. So it was successful. I guess I was wrong about that. And the second one is showing up on Box Office Mojo. So, and the release date is June 3rd, 2016.
For what?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Really?
And because I saw news stories about how they're going to release those those other mutants
Will Arnett's
from like
in
the
it?
original show.
Megan Fox?
She was in the first one.
And Will Arnett?
That movie
She
was
was also
horrible.
the
Johnny
first one.
Knoxville? And Alan Richardson?
Who is Alan Richardson? He's
Raphael.
Who cares
well,
about
yeah,
the
that's
voice
true.
actors?
He's going to be in Laser Team, Rooster Teeth's movie. But they announced, and I don't remember who. They announced who's going to play that guy with the hockey stick. Whoever that guy is, do you remember that?
Shredder.
No, shut up. I used to be really into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was a kid.
like interested, but I was like, they're turtles.
It's the Arrow. That's who it is. Stephen Amell.
Yeah. What about him?
He's the guy who's going to play the hockey stick guy,
In
whose
what?
name I will tell you in a second.
Who is a hockey stick guy?
The hockey stick guy is Casey Jones
What is he in?
Oh.
in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I never
He's
watched
the
that
guy.
movie.
He puts on a hockey mask. He has a hockey stick. He helps them beat up people,
He's a
and he
weakling,
falls in
though.
love with
He gets
April
beat up
O'Neil.
all the time.
He gets beat up all the time, but he wants to help out and whatnot.
He's gonna be way too like buff looking. Okay, well, he's
No, I
wearing,
mean
like,
the
hockey
original
gear.
Casey Jones was like really buff.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did, but he was buff. And then he falls in love with April
Tony
O'Neil.
Wait, I thought
and
he
that
sold
kind of thing.
pizza.
is in this.
I think he did. He was a pizza delivery guy,
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Splinter is Tony Shalhoub.
Who's that?
You're joking.
Monk.
Oh, the voice. Okay,
Yeah.
I could see that.
How?
Monk.
I mean, what is Dale's famous for? But that's his most famous role. But crazy, I didn't know he.
The
like,
Shredder
that's
is
what I'm
Brian
saying.
T.
Seeing
DK
animated movies
from Tokyo Drift.
Is it?
is who?
The Shredder. Brian T. Tokyo Drift. Drift King.
Shredder. He's not even on the top cast for some reason.
Are you looking at
Google.
2?
Google. Oh no, I'm looking at 1.
I'm looking
That's
at IMDb. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
I can't believe he was in Teenage Mutant Ninja
This just
Turtles.
sounds like a bad movie.
It already does.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Stephen
famous
Amell
people,
as
but, like-
Casey Jones. Casey Jones is supposed to be this like really funny guy.
that's
Stephen
what
Amell
everybody
can't
said
act for
about
shit, though.
Ultron.
What did they say about Ultron?
The voice wouldn't work.
That James Spader wouldn't work.
Yeah,
And then they heard him in the trailer, and they're like, "Oh shit, I
Yeah.
take that back."
yeah. So we don't know. We don't
I
know.
think I know. I've
Same
seen
thing with
what
the Joker.
3 seasons of The Arrow.
Yeah.
He's not a good actor.
Who?
But that's his
Stephen Amell.
character, though.
Wait,
His character's
who's-
not supposed to be funny. Actually, his character
You
is
watch
still supposed to be
Arrow.
funny,
Yes.
though.
Oliver
I don't know
Queen.
the name of the. Yeah,
Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
Stephen Amell
Yeah.
is playing Casey Jones. And if you go and look at the
I don't know
animated
who Casey
show,
Jones is, though.
did you watch the animated show?
I did a little bit.
The animated show. He's the pizza delivery guy or whatever.
He wears a skull mask too.
He wears a skull mask and he's got a hockey stick, and he helps them out. He's like the funny guy, always cracking jokes,
He'd be
and he
a funny
gets
guy.
along.
Like
Stephen
Spider-Man.
Amell is not a funny guy. He makes no jokes in that show. And again, that's the character.
He looks like he could be the role that he played as young before he turned Arrow, right? As a young Oliver Queen was like a
Are you talking about? I see what you're talking
So
about.
he
The playboy kind of
yeah,
thing.
and he was able to play that really well. That's not too far back from a jokester.
But he was being an asshole. He wasn't being funny.
Yeah, but he
Nothing
still
about that
cracked
was
jokes.
funny. It was completely cringy.
Yeah,
and it
but
was supposed to
if
be.
he was able to do that well. So I trust he can make a funny guy well. Funny is not that hard to act out.
I might
Yes, it
give you
is.
this one. I might give you
Funny
this
is
one.
hard, dude.
They
Like,
say
oh, you're not
actually
funny.
in Outdoor Theater Appreciation that the hardest thing to act out is happiness. Sadness is the easiest thing.
Sadness
to act.
is easy.
Yeah, and then
happiness is
the
hard because
hardest.
it's all in the eyes.
Yeah, but he looks
You
like
gotta actually feel
you've
it.
seen him happy in the Arrow. He's been happy before. He looked
And
genuinely happy.
it's still like the dude. Again, it's the character, but he doesn't smile. He like grimaces. Like the end of this past of the finale or whatever. He's going down the road with Felicity, and he says, "I know I don't normally say this, but I
He
feel
looked
happy."
happy.
I mean, he looked like he was
Acting
trying to
be
pass
happy.
a kidney stone, but I guess you could call that happy.
Well, that's because he did just go through like a traumatizing experience and shit.
But his smile was not like a happy smile. It was like, "This is as
I'm
best as I
satisfied.
can do."
Yeah. Or,
You know.
Wait,
It was like a
aren't the-
melancholy smile. That's how I would describe that. So I'm not sold on his acting ability, but
I don't
I'm
know.
willing to
What
give him a
else is he in?
chance. I guess I'll
He has
probably
children.
see
He
it.
has 2
I'm
kids.
yeah, I know. Young kids, right?
No idea.
Dude's like 30 or
He's
something.
34.
34.
Yeah,
in
he's pretty
Canada.
old.
He's up there.
He can move. I mean, he doesn't do his own stunts, I assume, but
Only Jackie Chan does his own stunts.
Yeah, I
no,
think he
so
does.
He does his own stunts.
Not
Who else
stunts,
does
not
own
the
stunts?
stunts, but like in the show when they show him
Tom
working out and doing like the
No, he doesn't. Get out of here, dude. Tom Cruise does not do his own stunts.
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise does his own stunts within reason.
Yeah,
Mission
Jackie
Impossible.
He
Chan
doesn't do all his like Jackie Chan does all his own stunts.
Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom does not do all
Yeah,
of
he
his own
does.
stunts. All of them.
All of the Lord of the Rings stunts he did by himself,
That's
and he-
one
and he broke a rib.
franchise.
doing it.
Dude.
I mean, in the
So
Hobbit.
Jackie Chan
and the
broke
Hobbit
something
too.
every single
Yeah,
movie.
and they show it on all the bloopers.
Yeah.
He
and
always messes
in
up.
the Hobbit. You know,
But
when he was
Jackie
doing
Chan's
all
one of
that
the few
fight
guys
scenes.
that does all of his
Yeah,
fight
because he's
scenes.
actually a
Tom
martial
Cruise
artist.
does
he's
some.
not.
I mean, he kind of sucks, but like he's a television martial artist.
Yes, there you go.
Like he learned martial arts. You know, like show martial
Speaking
arts.
of
Yeah.
which,
But okay, also Pirates of the Caribbean.
what about Paris?
Orlando Bloom.
What'd
I
you say?
want to watch that movie.
Because I really love Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds as
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
I loved his.
I don't know much
his-
about the Deadpool character. I know
I
he's
know,
like
I
the
learned-
funny
oh my
jokester,
God.
right?
No. Okay,
And he
here's
knows
what
he's
it
in
is.
a comic
Here's what
book,
it is. Here's
too.
what it is.
Oh, he breaks the fourth wall. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
he
yeah,
does.
he knows. He knows Stanley. That's what people are saying.
Jump off the table.
If Stan Lee is in the Marvel movie, right?
If
You-
what?
You know how Stan Lee's in every Marvel movie.
He's in every Marvel movie,
And if he's in this
every in the TV show.
yeah,
everything.
and if he's in this one, Deadpool will recognize him.
I hope so.
'Cause
That's like his
that's what
thing,
everybody's saying
dude.
because he knows he's in a comic. He breaks the fourth wall.
I see.
And they said when they released information about it, they said he will break the fourth wall in the movie.
Okay.
I mean, that's his character.
Yeah. But
He
like,
has to
Now,
break
what do
the
you
fourth
mean
wall.
by that? Like he'll recognize?
they don't know. They just said he'll
Because
break
like
the fourth wall.
Stanley he's never like a recurring role. He always just plays
Some
some
extra
one
guy.
off.
Yeah. But no, there's been scenes.
So
where,
he's
like,
gonna be like, "You're Stan Lee," or he's gonna be like, "You've been
No,
in
he
every
might.
other
What
movie
I think they're gonna
as
do.
something else."
I think they're gonna do something
That
subtle.
could be interesting.
Like, you know, in Spider-Man or whatever, he's been in those too. And you see him, he just like nods to like Spider-Man, or he's like one to like hold the door open for somebody, like something really small. But I think
In Spider-Man,
in
movies?
a couple, yeah, he's been in those.
in
Yeah.
the Spider-Man movies
Yeah, he's been in those.
with Tobey Maguire,
Yeah, he's been in those.
Deadpool was in there.
No. Stan Lee was in there.
Oh, okay. See, you lost me there.
But like,
yeah. I know
but
what you're
what I'm
talking
saying
about
is, what I'm thinking they're gonna do is they're gonna do the same thing. Some small character, Stan Lee, he like hold the door open and do some small thing like that. But this time, Deadpool would be like nod to him, be like, I know who you are, like kind of recognize.
now. Mhm.
There's something
Nah, I
subtle
think
like
he's gonna
that.
say something. He's definitely gonna
He
say.
would probably acknowledge him.
He
he'd be
talks
like, no,
so
I think he'd
much.
be like,
He's
what's
the
up?
merc
Yeah.
with the mouth. If he
Isn't-
doesn't say something, there's something.
Isn't that the story in like the Wolverine or X-Men Origins Wolverine? Like he talks so much that his mouth gets sewn
That
shut.
after okay,
And
so
I'm pretty sure that was in the comics. Too.
no, that's not that part with Stryker doing that. That is not in the comics. That's not that thing doesn't happen.
No,
In the
that's not in the comics. Not Stryker doing that, but
he doesn't get
his-
his mouth shown ever. It
I'm
never
pretty
happens.
sure he does.
No, I this one I actually researched.
Not permanently, but I'm pretty sure he does.
No, what happens is he gets the healing abilities from Wolverine. Here's how it happens: is they go to the same lab. He gets a even better healing
Are
ability.
we
from
talking about the
Wolverine.
comics or are we talking about the movie?
Marvel comics?
Okay.
And I'm assuming
Because
comics.
there's that button scene at the end of Origins where like his head was cut off.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
then,
that
like, he's
obviously.
still talking.
But see, what happens is his healing abilities are better than Wolverine. So like they say that his nerves in his head also
Dude,
heal.
he can't die.
Yeah, he can't die. Like you can shoot him in the head, he won't die. You can cut off his head. As long most people, it'll take a while to regrow. But if you just took his head and like put it back on his neck, it'll regrow. Like
So how's that different than Wolverine?
Wolverine, if you cut off his head, he dies.
He doesn't come back to life. Like
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Deadpool.
put it back,
he literally sees like
I didn't know that.
like the dead. The
No, his
Grim
healing meters
Reaper.
aren't that fast. Deadpool's healing meters are faster. Like
It's fast, but like if you put his head back on his body and left him there for a couple years, he wouldn't come back to life.
Wolverine, I don't know.
He absolutely would, because they showed him drown and die in.
That's just water getting out of his lungs. And they showed
I
him
see
getting
what
shot
you're
in his
saying. So
head.
he's not actually drowning. His abilities are fighting off the drowning. So he's taken in water,
Yeah.
and his abilities
Like the
are pushing
bullets
it
coming
out.
out of his body, he just
The
puts them
bullies
out.
come out of his body. Yeah. What about the nuclear blast though? He survives that.
That's not nuclear blast. That's just fire.
No, that was nuclear radiation.
Well, I don't know about the radiation part of it.
The
but
fire like burned his skin, and then he healed his
Yeah,
skin.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. But the radiation,
Well, they don't
because
show
that's
anything about that.
a massive lethal dose. It was
They don't
He
amazing.
show-
survived Phoenix, so
Yeah,
What?
he
Phoenix.
survived Phoenix.
that
Remember
was
the last
also
X-Men?
radiation.
That's true.
But back to Deadpool. So the reason he gets healing abilities, he has cancer, really bad cancer. So he goes to the lab and he's like, he's like a test subject, like a human guinea pig, pretty much. And he tries this out. So what happens is his healing ability works. He stays alive. He's like 800 years old, but the cancer also grows, and it keeps growing because the cancer cells, there's mutated cells that grow on top of each other. So that also doesn't die. So that's why he wears a full body suit, because he's like a gross, like scarred, cancerous body all over him. He's like a hell of scar tissue everywhere. That's why he always needs to wear a suit over himself. So that's the story behind Deadpool, how he has the healing abilities. In the movie Wolverine Origins,
X-Men Origins,
yeah,
Wolverine, yeah.
Origins. I don't know how they put in the mouse. Like what Stryker did is they gave like mutant powers from everybody. Like he had the eye power from what's his
Right,
face?
I remember he had the
That-
Cyclops. He had his laser-
like
laser
that.
eye.
That's I think they just put the spin on that, because I never read anything that he also has apparently in the movie he has like 6 different powers. Like he has a sword.
Yeah,
he has
it's
the
been a while, but I think so.
yeah, he had the Cyclops. He had like a whole bunch of it. He's like basically like some super mutant. So that I don't think happens. If they do, that'll be kind of weird. But I think they're just gonna stick to the comics, make him old, like his whole family dies. He's like a mercenary. He works as a mercenary for a while, and then like his dad dies. Then he's abusive relationship. Runs away, joins the military. Is like a mercenary, really like good mercenary, which is why he's good at killing people. He has like magic, like a satchel which he stores all weapons in and shit. But I don't know if they're gonna do that. But that's like basically what it is. He's just a mercenary.
But this brings up an interesting point, because
Look it up
they
again.
released X-Men Days of Future Past, right? Which
Yeah.
basically wiped out all the previous stuff. Well, it wiped out X-Men 1, 2, and 3. And then at the end of the movie, they have Wolverine in the past. He gets like all the metal put into him by Magneto, and then he's at the bottom of the lake drowning. And then Stryker comes and picks him up from the lake
Yeah.
and says, "I'll take him." That's how he winds up with Stryker, gets the metal claws and whatnot, right? And then
Okay.
that's how
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
Origins is, right? But in the future, because once he changes things, right, and in the first timeline's future, the Sentinels come and kill everybody, but before they can, he's fixed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes back and he sees Professor Xavier alive, and he says, "We got a lot of catching up to do."
Yeah,
He has metal claws in that one.
I think so.
So he still goes through that process of getting the claws, but when they do that scene at the end, when you see Stryker pick him up from the lake, it cuts it like the eyes change, and it's actually Mystique. So it seems
yes.
to be following a similar path, but you don't know what happens in between.
Yeah.
So it pretty much gives them license to change whatever they want now, and that's why I kind of like time travel and like alternate dimension kind of stuff. It lets you just get rid of the stuff you don't
But
like.
I think they're gonna do more with the X-Men, because I know in the Daredevil comics, Sabretooth, Wolverine's brother, tracks him down and fights him and does that. That's in the comics. Like that's it. He was.
I remember that from the animated show. I'll give you that.
Yeah, he's in the comics too. Like that's accurate. The
Mhm.
mutant Sabretooth.
And he does that in Origins, right?
Yeah, he does it in Origins.
Yeah.
So that hopefully they'll keep the same. And he has there's people who there's 4 different Deadpools, like people who try to like kind of what happened to Batman, like people who try to become like him, and that's it for Deadpool, I guess. I just hope they do it really
I thought
well.
you were actually gonna say some more.
No,
about
I'm just gonna
Deadpool.
say I hope they
I could've
don't.
just said that.
I hope they don't. They hope they don't continue from like they show the shot of he's in the nuclear thing and his
in
head
the
goes.
nuclear silo.
Yeah,
like,
I
his
hope
head
they
is
don't
down,
just
yeah.
show up from that because that kind of
You
ruin
want a
it.
reboot, right? I could see.
I
that.
want-
'Cause
no,
his
I want-
character in
I want-
Origins was like
The first scene
didn't seem like Deadpool.
when he was just Ryan Reynolds being a cool,
I
funny
honestly
guy.
I don't remember that. In Origins, you're talking about?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
when they
him at
stormed the
all.
base
Don't remember
with his
him at
swords,
all.
he was
I
like,
also don't remember the movie that much. so.
he was a badass. That was when I was like, Ryan
He just
Reynolds.
cuts people up and like cut the bullet in half.
Yeah, he cut a bullet in half.
Okay, I kind of remember that. I remember the bullet.
Yeah, he was a badass with swords. He was like really good with that, and like that's
Is this like
Deadpool.
before he had the mask and everything? or-
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just
Like he
storming.
He was
Ryan
actually
Reynolds?
using like the physical swords and not coming out of his
Yeah,
hands.
he was just like a badass
Okay,
guy.
okay.
Yeah,
I remember the swords coming out of his hands. That was like the Wolverine.
Yeah.
but that was like
That's
after
just
he was like
dumb.
a
After
super
the-
mutant. I was like,
That
yeah,
makes no type of sense.
I was like, how are you gonna like Wolverine makes kind of sense because like they show the X-ray of it in his
Yeah.
Like in between
joints.
the bones.
Yeah,
and
this is like
whatnot,
a
right?
giant ass sword that's like long as here.
Oh, hold on. Well, you can explain that to me. If he has it in between his joints, right? How can he bend his hand?
I
when
think
they
it goes
retract
up
it?
to here.
Oh, and then they shoot out.
Yeah.
I could see that. Okay, so it's like in the forearm.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I need to look at the X-ray again. So they put an X-ray
Yeah, I don't remember.
of him
that.
coming out and in.
I don't think it really matters because it's a movie.
Yeah, true, but the way these movies are going now, it's based in real life, and people like
People
that.
are gonna be like,
I know, right? You could really
But then again, you
adamantium
have,
into
like-
people's bodies and he
yeah,
still
and then
survive.
you have like an alien invasion of New York in Avengers, so
well, that's
it's not really based in real life,
Mm.
but
like
people
how-
don't care. It's good
You have a-
entertainment.
you
right?
legit have
that's
a
all that matters
God,
at the end of the
a
day.
demigod with a hammer that he could fly with. just
People
by
always say
swinging
that
it.
Thor is not a god. Thor is just an alien that people didn't know what else to
He's a
call him back
demigod.
then.
No, he's a god in Nordic legend.
Yeah, because okay, they touched on this, and I think the Thor movies or in Avengers or something, the Asgardians came to Earth, Midgard. Back then, we were primitive. We couldn't explain why they could do this crazy shit, so we thought they were gods. That's why that's how they explain the creation of Norse mythology in the comics.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we call him a god, but really he's just an alien. And I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard.
But
Multiple people
Asgard
say.
is like the home base.
I'm sorry for Thor.
Like, that's where the portal is. That's where the main hub of the portal is.
That's because they're more advanced than we are.
no.
That's
Like
the reason for that.
the
They're an
other
advanced
realms-
alien technology, and they said that. Oh, okay. They said that in Agents of Shield. There was an episode. There's a couple episodes where I don't know if you remember Lady Sif
I don't watch
from
it.
Asgard. No, from Asgard from the Thor movies.
Yeah.
She's the one that has a crush on Thor, but Thor likes Natalie Portman,
Mm.
Jane Austen, or whatever.
Yeah,
Not Jane
Jane,
Austen, but
yeah.
Jane. So Lady Sif is an Asgardian. She's a warrior. She comes to Earth, Midgard, and she shows up in some episodes of Agents of Shield to like track down some lost prisoner or whatever. And then there's a scene where she's trying to, or Agent Coulson is showing her the computer interface, and he's like, "All right, this is how you do this. You got to touch." And she's like, "Yeah, I know all this. We had this technology like 1,000 years ago." So they are super advanced alien race. That's what they are. And it seems kind of like old technology because they still fight with swords and whatnot, but they do have like laser weapons.
But they
Yeah,
don't
yeah, I
have
saw that.
Facebook though.
They might not have Facebook. I think you might be right.
Social media. We got that.
Damn.
But
So we win. That's
Yeah,
it.
I think
right?
we win.
but like in all the realms,
They'll be fighting and shit. We'll just be sitting on our
Yeah, dude.
laptops.
They don't even got
Go on
AOL,
Facebook.
man.
You know what I'm talking about? Like in the realms, like the 9, whatever, 8 or 7 realms. They hell.
I feel like you just
Midgard.
ignored what I said.
No. I'm saying you're saying that Asgard is the most advanced,
And
but I think it's
thus,
the
they
first
have
one.
the bridge that connects to everything because they are supreme. They rule over all the other
Yeah.
races. They put them in their place. That they talk about that in
That's
Thor with Odin going to war against
Yeah.
the Frost Giants.
Yeah.
It's not that they were the first ones; it's that they win pretty much,
Mm.
and that's why they have the bridge. That's why they have the power. Essentially, that's why they have that vault with all like the crazy artifacts.
Yeah.
and the Infinity Stones and whatnot. Which
Wait, are the Infinity Stones
I know we gotta
in
wrap
that
up.
movie?
I know we gotta wrap up.
No.
but
Are the Infinity Stones in the vault or just the gauntlet?
The gauntlet is in the vault, and they had the Tesseract, which was in the vault, which is actually one of the Infinity
well, the
Stones.
gauntlet's not in the vault anymore.
That's what I was gonna say. I know we gotta wrap up, but we have to address that, right? The
Yeah.
gauntlet's not in the vault. Why is the gauntlet not in the vault?
Well, Loki was there, and
That is one
that's
possible
most likely what happened.
because Loki turned into. For those who don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't know, but for those who don't know, Loki disguised himself as Odin and pretty much took control of Asgard without Thor's knowledge.
Yeah,
So
well, I
he's
mean,
ruling
he
as
might.
Odin.
The third movie, he might come back and be like, "Yo, what's going on?" And by then, it's too late. He probably like needs to like.
And I think they allude to that with in the Avengers, how Thor is like he
Doesn't know, can't really go home anymore.
no, it's like Asgard went to hell or whatever this thing, and he's like the destructor or whatever. That's what Idris Elba called him, Hamdil or whatever. But Thor 3 is called Ragnarok, so that's gonna be him going back and probably dealing with Loki and
Isn't Ragnarok just mean like
end of the
destruction?
world,
Yeah.
essentially.
End of the world.
I hope
So-
Natalie Portman's not in this one.
Honestly, she probably would be in this
I
one.
hope not. She's a horrible
Actually, I
actor.
could see her not being in this one. I could see it.
Like, what is her role exactly?
Isn't she
What
just
is Natalie Portman's
the
role?
crush
She's-
of Thor?
I mean, her acting is not that bad in the Thor movies.
It's not that good either.
Okay, I'll give you that. It's not that good.
But
yeah, I mean, like that's probably where you're gonna go with that because now he's
Yeah,
gonna deal with
I'm trying to
Loki,
think of
and
where-
Loki has probably driven Asgard in the dumps. So
we
he's gotta
have
go fix that.
Guardians of the Galaxy. That's one Infinity Stone. Infinity Stone. We have the Avengers. We have
Which
the
is-
Tesseract.
Okay, so Avengers 1 with the Tesseract,
We have
which is Captain America.
the
if you wanna
Scepter.
call it. So Captain America is the Tesseract. Guardians of the Galaxy is the Power Stone. That's the purple one. The Scepter is the Vision Stone. And then Thor 2, that red,
The red one.
the red, yeah, in between the rocks. That's the third one
That-
or the fourth one.
that's in Thor 2.
That's in
Yeah.
Thor 2, Dark World.
And
Yeah.
I think Green Lantern probably is the last one.
Green Lantern is DC. We're talking about Marvel.
I
so
know,
I
but they
think
had
that's not
Infinity
true.
Stones in Green
No, they
Lantern.
don't.
No, they just had the 5 colors, which were the same 5 colors as in the Infinity Stones.
I mean,
Purple,
talking
purple,
Rainbow
yellow.
colors, right? Am I wrong?
That's
No.
different. That's for emotions, you idiot.
I know, but I'm saying like
They
they
have
had-
nothing to do. They're not
they
in the
had
same universe.
I know.
first of
And this
all.
is what I was talking about. He's the DC guy.
I don't know shit about
They made
DC, by
DC
the
You
way.
gotta do some
Marvel.
research then, because you're the DC guy.
They
I
made
said it
DC
already.
guy.
They made. I know a little bit DC. They made some
There's
DC versus Marvel.
there's no. That's versus. There's no crossovers.
They made a game.
Come on, that doesn't even
Wow.
count. That's not canon. But there's 2 Infinity Stones left, and we don't know what they are. But they are gonna.
No, we
pop
know
up.
one, the red one. You said
What red? That's the 4th one. That's the 4 that we know.
there's
And
5
there's-
total.
There's 6 total. Because Gauntlet, right?
So yeah, there's 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then
There's
one
an orange
on the,
one and
in
a
the
blue.
middle. There's a big one that goes in the middle.
That's
from what it
purple.
looked like.
Purple's the middle one.
Purple's the middle one.
Yeah.
If you say so.
I'm looking at Marvel Comics this way.
Okay.
Here, it's right here. Here is where we have like mysteries. We have like that. Is what you're talking about.
Space Gem, Soul Gem, Reality Gem, Time Gem, Power Gem, and Mind Gem. Okay, so the Scepter is the Mind, Power Gem is the Orb, that's right. Ether is the Reality Gem, and the Space one is Tesseract. So the Soul one and the Time one. That's interesting. They left the best ones for last then. Not for laugh. For last. Soul
Yeah.
and Time.
And like the way it looks is it looks like purple one's in the middle.
Wait,
Which
they
makes
didn't
sense,
show the
power.
green one yet, right? Did they?
The green one is
Which one
the,
is the green one?
the space gem. That's the Tesseract.
That's the Tesseract.
The Mind
Green
Gem
and blue,
is the
it looks
Scepter.
similar. I guess the... No, see, that's weird. Because you're looking at the comics.
Here's
but
the one.
The Mind Gem
Here's the one
in-
straight from the comics. Like,
But
that's
the
actual-
Mind Gem is yellow in the movie. That's the Vision's gem. It's yellow. And the Tesseract is blue, not green.
Yeah, this
See,
one is
no,
blue.
the comics like this is from. See, like that's the comic. It's saying that the Power Gem is yellow. Yeah, the Power Gem they say is Guardian. They call it the Power Gem.
Right, yeah,
And it's
that's the
purple.
purple one.
But in the comics, the purple one's the Soul Gem, and the Power Gem's yellow.
Oh, this brings something up. Now that we're talking about Marvel and stuff, I was reading. I have the link. I'll show it to you guys later. But one of the big plot holes that they talked about, because it was like a Age of Ultron kind of ending explained kind of thing. One of the big plot holes that people are pointing out in Ultron is when Thor leaves to go figure out like what's going on Asgard, and he meets up with the Doctor, Stellan Skarsgård's
There you go.
Doctor
That's from
Eric.
comics.
What's his name? So he goes and meets up with him, and then they go to that pool of water, right? And he goes in, and there's like electricity
Yeah.
and whatnot, and then he sees the Infinity Gems. That pool apparently is called an Infinity Well, and that is what Thanos looks in for like a brief second, and that's how he discovers what like he formulates the plan to get the Infinity Gauntlet, get all the stones, and control the universe. Because he looks into the Infinity Well, kind of like sees the future. So that I think that's probably like a deleted scene that they'll put in like on the DVD or whatever. But that's what that thing is. That's explained because they didn't really touch on it, and they never showed it in a previous movie. That well, but
Yeah,
that's
they
what
did.
Did they?
300 Rise of the Empire.
300 Rise of the Empire.
Never watched that one.
I don't remember there being a well in
Remember
that
when
movie.
Xerxes comes out of the water and becomes a god?
Okay, you're right. You're right. Yeah, the bath of gold.
Yeah.
Okay. So now Xerxes is gonna show up in the
Yeah.
next Marvel movie.
I really want to read the comics, but first of all, I read manga, so and American comics are not nearly as good. But
What are you talking about?
I feel like American comics are way better.
I don't know about
No,
that.
I don't
to
know
me,
about
manga
that.
is
I think
just
they're
like
even. I think they're even.
No, the
Depends
way
on
it's
the
written,
person.
the way it's
Depends
written.
on the person.
the way it's written is different because they have
Manga
the POW
just
and
seems
they
to
show
be like
sound
romance
effects.
shit to me. I don't know. Obviously, I never read
It's
it, but that's
not.
what it seems like. It's like really like big-eyed girls, and they have to find their boyfriends or something.
No,
It's pretty much a girl with big boobs.
no.
And that's
What?
all.
That
the-
seems
That's
right.
anime. It's not manga.
That is
Manga
manga,
and anime are
too.
not the same
Manga
thing?
is usually a lot more grittier. Like FMA, like the manga versus the actual anime.
You obviously don't read the manga.
I've read and watched both Brotherhood and original.
There's
Okay, you
boobs
guys
in
are
both.
losing me now. I have nothing to contribute to this
Alright,
conversation.
But
That was like me in like half the conversation.
Yeah. you
Well,
should
you gotta
read.
Just throw some. You're the joke guy. That's what you're gonna.
You should read.
throw in some 300 Rise of
Some
the
manga.
Empire
I
shit.
guess.
I
read some
should.
manga.
I'm not gonna read some manga. I'm
Really
probably not gonna
entertaining.
do that.
Really entertaining.
I watched
you-
Ruby. That's about it. That's as close to anime as I get.
That's not really anime.
It's American anime.
Wait, you watched Dragon Ball Z, right?
That's anime.
True. Yeah.
There you go.
That's classic anime. That's like the
There
best
you go.
anime.
Which they're okay. We gotta wrap up. But they're remaking Dragon Ball Z movies
Yeah.
now.
Super.
F something.
The movie, you mean?
F returns. That's what it is. Frieza returns.
The
It's a
movie. Yeah. They made one
Yes,
that came
I
out.
mean, they already released in
They
Japan.
made the gods
Yeah.
Battle of
movie.
the Gods, but now they're starting to come out here, and there's supposedly a new
Yeah,
series coming
Super.
out. Is that the new series?
Yeah, it's 100 episodes. Super. 4
Okay.
seasons.
And it's going to be released eventually on Cartoon Network
Yeah.
or something like
Right after DBZ ends. Doesn't include GT.
that. I rewatched
'Cause
Kai, but that cuts off before the Majin Buu stuff. So
Isn't Kai just a remake? Like
yeah,
it just
it's
makes it look
condensed,
better. Yeah.
pretty much.
But
Okay, we're at an hour. I think we should wrap this up.
All right, we'll talk about it later.
We could keep going all night, but we
I'm
got to
not
save some
keeping
for the
up
next
all
one,
night.
right?
Yeah. My
so
phone died too, so it's a good
that
time
was
to
a
wrap
good
up.
test. First podcast. A lot of good discussion.
Audio cast, yeah.
I feel like the transitions were on point, and I like pointing them
Guess
out.
that's the
So-
definition of on point.
All right,
Uh,
as long as you can cut out stuff that's pretty easy.
So
And
just
it's
cut out
like
all
you
of
saying
this.
that because it's still recording, and
Yeah.
we don't need to talk about
RC
behind
nerds.
the scenes
All right,
stuff.
bye.
Bye.